Life is so weird. Life is so strange. Life is so weird. Life is so strange. Life is so strange and weird.
That was amazing.
Hey, what's weird? Welcome to the show where we talk about everything that's weird.
Because if you've been paying attention, everything's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a hot second since we recorded and everything.
Yeah.
You know, we went through a whole wardrobe change.
Sarah did.
I did. Jenna changed her hair. It's the same day
Yeah, so
last week, so here we are.
yay!
Last time we did this, we didn't put in effort, and everyone was like, y'all need to learn how to record on different days. And I'm like, you can hear a gun in the back.
Yeah.
It's our dad, don't worry. It's not a big deal. Everyone's
Yeah.
safe. It's him.
Yeah, everyone is safe.
I don't think
He's just practicing.
Calling birth photographer.
What?
Calling birth photographer.
Birth photographer.
Sarah?
Hey, Dad.
Hey, babe.
You're on Hey, What's Weird?
I am?
Yeah, say hi.
Hey, everybody. What's weird?
Welcome to our show.
You want to know what's weird, Dad?
What's weird?
It's kind of crazy. So we're filming our show, and we're hearing gunshots.
Oh, no. Sorry about that.
It's funny because now we got to have a person join the show.
Yes, it all worked out, Father.
It all worked out. Thanks for being a part of it, Dad.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Honor is all ours, honestly.
Yes. All ours.
All right, love you.
Bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye. Today we're talking about pandemic careers.
Yeah, exactly. So, Dad, what are you doing?
Just let it go. It's fine. It's a show about things being weird.
You're right. So, yeah. So pandemic careers. For instance, mine being Jen and I have had two different kind of experiences. Hers maybe being a little on the more professional side, mine being maybe not. But it's more of like pandemic career. Like I'm doing this because what else am I gonna do? So I started driving for Postmates. I had a lot of interesting experiences. The story I would like to tell you today was the very last time I delivered anything, and it was a terrible day.
Okay. All right. Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, and prepare for a hilarious story of a terrible day.
It was actually awful. So it was Cinco de Mayo, so May 5th, and it was supposed to be like the bank day for Postmates drivers. It's like, this is when everyone wants the food, which I can see
Right.
because there were literally orders popping in everywhere, and I hadn't had a day like that. And well, then I only ended up having 3 orders because my second order was at a Mexican restaurant that was backed up for hours, and I literally sat there waiting for an order that it was the saddest. That was so sad. But that's not what I'm talking about. Sitting except as soon as I finished one, and I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. I have this area that I stick to because I know it's a safe location, and like it's just mainly families. And like it's a higher end area, so I didn't feel like anything could really go wrong. But I wasn't paying attention, and I live close to a university, and
Oh no.
yeah. And anyways, next thing I knew, I just accepted an order, and I was driving to the restaurant. It was like Bojangles or whatever, chicken, and I was going to pick it up, and I realized I'm driving into the city. I know I'm driving into the city. I'm in downtown right now. I was like, how did I end up in downtown? I was kind of freaking out. I was like, no, I didn't want to go to the city. I don't want to die. I'm just a little over the top, but it's fine.
Right.
I pick up the food, and I'm like just praying that I end up in like a rural area of some kind that's just right outside the city, but I don't. I go in right to where student housing is, and I pull into this building that is it's huge, and I look at it. I'm like, I looked at the name, and I was like, this is for a guy. This is for a college boy. I have pride for myself in how I have stayed away from just because I don't know them, and I don't necessarily trust them. I like to stay near people whom I trust, you know? I was by myself. I'm a young girl by myself, and I was tired. At the end of the day, the sun was starting to go down, and I was like, nope. I started talking to God. I was like, God, you're getting me out of this situation. You have to. You're not allowed to not get me out of this. I was like, I'm walking out of this building in 5 minutes or whatever. Anyways.
Amen.
And there were 2 other people who were walking in about the same time, and there was a girl. And I don't know why, but I just felt like girl's the way to go. So I was like, hey, do you know where I can find this room? And she was like, actually, we have no idea where we're going, but we're going to that same floor. And I was like, cool. So I get into this elevator with these people. And each floor we go up, more people come on. And every time someone gets on the elevator, they're like, oh, it looks like we're going to the same place, ready to get drunk. And I'm like, I hope we're not going to the same place. Please don't be going to the same place. I was freaking out.
And you're like, social distancing? Social
I
distancing?
was so scared. They're like, yeah, I just came back in from home. I'm ready to hang out with some people. This is in May. I was like, okay. I was so quiet, just sitting in the corner of the elevator. Finally, I get off, and I didn't even care where they were going. I went the opposite direction. I was just praying to God that the room was in that direction, and it wasn't. It was like crazy. So I ended up turning back around, and I walked up and down this huge building. It's huge, forever, and I could not find this room. And it's because, first of all, it was across the hallway from the party, so I was hearing all of this, but it wasn't the same room. But I finally figured it out. It was the only room on the entire floor that was missing its number plaque. I was like,
You know what that reminds me of?
what?
Pizza angel, please come to me. Tomato sauce and cheese, so gooey.
I was just singing that the other day. A
Wow,
lot.
okay.
Anyways, so he texted me. He's like, let me know if you need help finding the room. And I was like, does your room not have a number plaque? And he said, no, it doesn't. And then he stepped out, and I handed it to him. I was like, have a great day, sort of. I'll not really turn around and like sort of ran. I was like, I'm done with this. Your turn.
Yeah, I've through my college experience, I've been applying for a lot of internships, and I applied for this one internship, and I almost never hear back from these people, okay? But this internship that I applied for, I got a call. Well, I got an email. I got 3 emails the next day, and they're like, "We really want to hear from you." They're like, "We're very impressed." And I'm thinking, like this, is this real? Because this has never happened before. And so then, I get on the call, and for an interview, I'm usually expecting something like, tell us about yourself, your strengths, your weakness. But no, they're like, we saw this on your resume. Tell us why this is important, and like wanting a lot of details. And my brain's weird because I was able to just I hadn't studied this in like a year, and I was able to bring out all of the relevant details, and I just have a strange brain. So the very next day, I get a phone call. No, it was an email. Like, congratulations, you're a new intern, and so then on Monday I got trained, and I'm like, it was the strangest, fastest process I've ever been through. It was a God thing. They're like,
Cool.
I randomly applied for this, and then they're like, we want you. And I was like, oh my.
Yeah,
And
on your resume now, you know what I'm saying?
oh man, yeah, and I love every second of it. It's just a lot of fun.
She works for the government. She's got top secret stuff. She can't tell anyone. She can't even tell me.
Eh.
Dang, and she's saving your life every day. Oh, jobs are hard to find. Are hard to find. They're hard to find. Jobs. Oh, they're hard to find. It's just true, especially in quarantine. In quarantine. And I need money. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you. I'm troubled. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week on
Hey, what's weird?